All right, let's jump right in. You've made it. Week 40. The bags are probably packed, the nursery is all set, and the excitement, well, it's likely through the roof. This is it, the final countdown. I mean, look at this. With just days, maybe even hours to go, your baby is completely ready for their big debut. Just look at that perfect little face. Every tiny feature is in place, all set for that first hello. So what's actually going on in there during these final moments? You might think it's just a waiting game, but believe it or not, your baby is still busy making some pretty incredible last-minute upgrades. All the final touches are done. Your baby's internal organs are fully developed and ready for life on the outside. Even those tiny details like eyebrows, eyelashes, and little fingernails are all there. They're basically good to go. Okay, now let's talk about something truly brilliant in a baby's design for birth, the fontanelles. You've probably heard of them as the soft spots on their head, and wow, do they serve an important purpose. So check this out. It's a total masterpiece of natural engineering. Your baby's skull bones aren't fused together yet. They're separated by this flexible tissue. This lets the head literally change shape a bit. It's called molding, so it can pass through the birth canal more easily. It's also how doctors can feel for the baby's position during labor. So yeah, if your baby's head looks a little cone-shaped at first, don't worry. It's completely temporary and totally normal. And that amazing skull design is all about helping the baby get into the right position for birth, which is the next really crucial step. Once they're head down, they can settle into a few different orientations inside the pelvis. So let's look at a couple of the most common positions. On the left here, you've got LOA, or left occipito-anterior. That's where the back of the baby's head is facing your front left side. Then on the right is LOT, or left occipito-transverse, where it's facing your left hip. And get this, LOT is actually the most common position for a baby to start labor in. And here, you guessed it, we have the mirror images. ROA, with the back of the head toward your front right, and ROT, facing your right hip. The thing to remember is that a baby will often rotate through a few of these positions during labor as they make their way down. It's all part of the process. And finally, we've got the posterior positions, which you might hear called sunny side up. This is just when the back of the baby's head is against your spine. Now, sometimes this can mean a longer labor or a bit more back pain, but it's just another variation of normal that your delivery team knows exactly how to handle. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the baby, but what about you? This final week is often called the Great Wait. And man, it comes with its own unique set of emotional and physical challenges. Does this feel a little too real? Your phone is probably buzzing nonstop with "any news yet?" texts. Every little twinge makes you wonder, is this it? It can feel like you're living under a microscope, but try to remember it's just because everyone is almost as excited as you are. So, the million-dollar question, how do you know when it's really go time? You might be feeling things like what's on the left, those irregular tightenings, Braxton Hicks that are kind of uncomfortable but don't have any real rhythm. But when it starts to look more like the right, when those contractions are persistent, getting stronger, and wrapping around your back and belly, that's the real deal. True labor is all about progression. The contractions get longer, stronger, and closer together, no matter what you do. With delivery so close, it's time for a few last-minute check-ins and decisions. Let's decode D-Day so you can feel as ready as possible. So let's do a quick final check-in. Take another look at your birth plan. Have any of your feelings changed? That's totally okay. Just make sure your partner is on the same page. And remember to try and keep an open mind. Oh, and here's a big one. Decide on your visitor policy now. Trust me, you won't want to be making those calls when you're exhausted. It's also a great time to quickly demystify C-sections. An elective C-section is one that's planned ahead of time, maybe for medical reasons or sometimes by personal choice. An emergency C-section, on the other hand, well, despite the scary name, it's usually not a frantic rush. It's a calm decision made during labor when it becomes the safest way for you and your baby. All right, let's touch on a topic you might not have thought much about. After the birth, what actually happens to the placenta? Well, some people believe it holds some surprising health benefits. There's a practice called placentophagia, which is, eating the placenta. Proponents believe it can help ward off postpartum depression. Now, it's really important to know that this is purely anecdotal. There's no solid scientific evidence to back it up. Other traditions include burying it or even making art prints from it. And yes, if you look online, you can actually find recipes for placenta pate and lasagna. And on a much lighter note, while we're on the subject of big decisions, a recent survey found that 58% of parents believe choosing the right name is a key factor in their child's future success. No pressure, right? All the planning, the waiting, the wondering, it all comes down to this. Let's talk about embracing these last few moments, because believe it or not, you are so ready for this. It is so normal to feel a total whirlwind of emotions right now. Of course, you're excited to finally meet this little person, but you might also be feeling pretty nervous about childbirth itself. That fear of the unknown is real, but you know what? So is your strength. So be confident. You might not feel totally prepared, but the process of becoming a parent has already started. Every choice you've made, every moment you've kept your growing baby safe, those are your instincts kicking in, and they are already so strong. And this quote just says it all perfectly. The long months, the discomfort, the labor ahead, all of it is just going to fade into the background in that one single incredible moment when you hold your baby for the very first time. So, as you navigate these last few days of waiting, we'll leave you with this to think about. What are you most excited to discover about your baby? Their little smell, the sound of their first cry, the way their tiny hand is going to grip your finger? The absolute best part is just about to begin.